This demo is for Instant Pot Tuscan chicken pasta. In addition to your 6 or 8 quart Instant Pot, you will need something to stir with. You won't be scraping, so you can use a wooden spoon or a spatula. You will need a cutting board to cut your chicken, as well as a cutting board to cut vegetables. And if you don't want to have your hands in raw chicken, I suggest you use some gloves. And you will need a small bowl for marinating the chicken. For ingredients, you will need 1 pound of chicken breasts, 2 teaspoons of regular not smoked paprika, some salt and pepper to your tasting, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I will be using olive oil that is infused with garlic instead of actual garlic. 1 medium onion, which is about a heaping cup. 1 teaspoon of either crushed or powdered garlic. 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. 3/4 of a cup of sun-dried tomatoes in oil, drained and chopped. I also found this jar of roasted tomatoes when I didn't think I had some, so I'm trying them as well. The recipe called for half of a green pepper, but I only have a yellow, so that's what I'm using. 1 pound of gluten-free or regular pasta. 3 cups of chicken broth or stock, 1.5 cups of milk, 2 large handsful of baby spinach, 4 ounces or half a pack of cream cheese, and as a great alternative, you can try using the herbed Boursin cheese, and half a cup of Parmesan cheese. First, cut up the chicken into thin slices and add them to a bowl. To that, add 1 teaspoon of salt, the 2 teaspoons of paprika, and a half a teaspoon or so of pepper. Give that a really good mix and then let it sit for about 30 minutes. Next, we want to chop up our sun-dried tomatoes and your onions if you haven't chopped them already. Now turn your Instant Pot onto the saute function at whatever preset you've got and just press start to get that heated up. You can add in the 2 tablespoons of olive oil to that when it gets hot. Add your chicken to the Instant Pot and give it a good sear. While that's searing, I'm going to cut up the yellow pepper. I'm just adding that to a bowl along with the onions so I can get it ready to put into the Instant Pot. Give that chicken a stir and then add in onions, peppers, tomatoes, Italian seasoning, and then give it a good stir. Now we're ready for that 1 pound of pasta. Just put it on top, but do not stir it. Pour in the broth and the milk. And then just push down the pasta so that you can submerge it as much as possible. Time to put that lid on and put your setting on pressure cook on high for just 5 minutes and press start. In the meantime, let's get the cream cheese together as well as the spinach and Parmesan cheese. Once the Instant Pot beeps, it's ready to depressurize. There is no NPR on this one. Okay, so once it depressurizes and the pin drops, open the lid, give it a stir, and just keep in mind that it is a fairly delicate dish, especially if you're using gluten-free pasta. So give it some stir and then start adding in the spinach, the cream cheese, and give it another stir, and then you're going to close the lid to wilt the spinach and soften the cream cheese before we mix it one more time. After a couple of minutes, open the lid, give it the stir, try to separate the cream cheese. It should be warm enough to spread now. And give it a taste to see if you need any more salt and pepper. I love salt, so I'm adding a little bit more here. And then I will add a little bit of the Parmesan cheese and save the rest for the top. Now I'm definitely not going to serve this out of the Instant Pot because I know that I'm going to slop it everywhere, so that's where the handy tool comes in to take it right out. Okay, time to get this served up. There's definitely enough here to feed 4 hearty eaters, so if you don't want leftovers and there's just 2 of you, I would half the recipe, and you could also increase the ratio of meat to pasta. On my homemade rating scale, my husband gave this a very good to excellent, and I gave it a good. I hope you enjoy.